What is up, people on the internet? JQL here, back from another video. In today's video, I have another custom LEGO video on my custom LEGO minifigure. Minifigures from, not really from anywhere. These are kind of my own design of the Sinister 6 and Spider-Man. Now, a friend of mine, aka Style Customs, recently suggested I finally watch Spectacular Spider-Man. Fun fact, I have never watched Spectacular Spider-Man in my life until recently, and I finally watched it, and now I can see why everybody liked it so much. It's a fantastic series. People say it's their greatest, it's the greatest portrayal of Spider-Man ever. I'm not entirely sure about that. I mean, it's a great interpretation, but there's still other Spider-Man out there that could rival this series. But it was definitely a really good series, and it got me really hyped for no reason to make the Sinister 6. So I did it, and some of these are kind of just simple and shoehorned in here, but overall I'm pretty happy with how these guys turned out, and yeah, let's just get started with this video. Alright, here is my version of Spider-Man. Now, originally I wasn't going to make a Spider-Man, I was just going to make the Sinister 6 and that'd be it, but some of my friends said I should make a Spider-Man to go along with these guys. I'm like, yeah, you were right, that would make sense. So anyway, here he is. Now, when I first made this figure, it was pretty much just a typical Spider-Man looking figure, so nothing really unique about it. So I was kind of hesitant to post it because it didn't look like my own design. But then, luckily, a friend of mine, BP Customs, well, I think he goes by The Real BP Customs on Instagram now. I'll leave a link to his Instagram below. He gave me a few words of advice, and I decided to paint some stuff on my figure. That didn't make sense, but it's been a long day. I'm tired. So anyway, the head is pretty much just a typical Lego head. I painted it in my own red color, and then painted all the webbing. I sculpted the eyes out of Procreate, and yeah, the webbing goes all the way around the figure's head, which turned out pretty good. The torso, it's pretty simple. I just painted red on the ab area, his main torso, and the sides right here, which the side of the torso also has some paintwork on there, which is pretty cool. Now, the parts he said I should, he gave me, BP Custom gave me advice on, was to paint blue in this area, this area, and on the arms right here. And I thought that really made a big difference to the figure, which at first I was like, this is not going to make a difference, but then he sent me a photo where he edited by adding blue in those areas, and it really made a difference. So yeah, I'm glad I did that. And yeah, now the spider logos, I found a bunch of images on Google Images of the spider logo, so I painted it, and then at first I painted it in black, but then as you can see there, I outlined some parts in gunmetal, just to add some more detail to it. Same design on the back of the torso, which looks pretty good. Now, another thing I did with this Spider-Man figure that not a lot of Spider-Man designs have is I actually decided to paint some detail in the blue areas of the suit, because normally the blue areas have some detail, but not this much. So I just painted a bunch of lines here and there. Now, on the side of the legs, I did paint some red there, and the boots are also painted on with some gunmetal wrapping around the top bit and the bottom parts of the boots. So yeah, the arms also pretty much just pretty simple. I did sculpt custom glove tops out of Procreate and made the web shooters on them, which looks alright. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my version of Spider-Man. And yeah, really pretty much it. Alright, here we have Electro. Electro, I really wanted to go with a Amazing Spider-Man 2 Electro, kind of, because I like that kind of design where he's not just, his pure electricity body thing, and he's not, wearing the ridiculous starfish mask. So I decided to go with that idea. So what I did, I just took a typical head, painted it in my own blue, and then I decided to paint on the Lego Electro face, which turned out pretty good, actually. I'm pretty happy with it. And then I dry brushed the entire head in metallic blue, and then certain angles you can see there are veins on there. I painted using metallic white. It's really hard to see on the camera, actually, but it's there. The detail is there, and yeah, did the same thing with the hands, and the torso is fully sculpted out of Procreate, and then I painted it, and then same thing with the arms and legs. I just painted wherever, sculpted wherever I had to, and the back is also sculpted. This little backpack thing here. I also did sculpt a collar kind of thing for him, because in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, he has some kind of weird thing around his neck, so I decided to make that. and I also sculpted the knee pads out of Procreate. The legs are really simple, not much detail on them. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Electro. Now, I think Doc Ock is probably the simplest figure in this video because I just was really lazy with him. You also notice I have the legs off because, well, I mean, they're typical Doc Ock leg pieces, so yeah. This is just a connector piece I glued onto the back of his trench coat to connect the legs because I didn't want to use a neck brace. And also the trench coat was made out of a index card, which I cut myself and painted myself. And the torso, it's pretty simple. There's not a lot of detail on there. That's pretty much what it looks like. I just kind of painted on whatever. And he just has dark brown legs. I painted his shoes, painted his belt. The head is from Lego. The hair is from Lego. I was just really lazy with this figure. I wanted to do more, but I was just really lazy, like I said. So there's really not much else to talk about Doc Ock here. So I'll give you one last 360 look in. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, Mysterio might be one of my favorite Sinister 6 members that I made in Lego, just because, well, I mean, I like the design. I decided to go with half comics and half the movie design, because originally I was going to make the movie figure, but then I kind of gave up because I saw Legomatic 9's figure, and I felt demoralized, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to bother making mine now. So here is my Mysterio. It's my own design, pretty much. Like I said a second ago, mix of the comic, mix of the movie. And yeah, the fishbowl is pretty much made out of Procreate. And if I take it off, you can see it's originally a Lego head, but I sculpted the literal fishbowl out of Procreate. And then I just painted it in metallic blue. Then I dry brushed it in metallic white, again with metallic blue, and then again with metallic white, and to get this weird misty kind of effect. It's not exactly misty. It's not exactly how I wanted it to be, but, you know, it works. So yeah, and then I sculpted the rest of the bottom of the fishbowl with Procreate. And the cape is just a typical dark red cape, kind of like in the movie. The torso is fully sculpted. I sculpted my own details for the torso. Parts of it is inspired by the movie, like just the main abdomen part. Other than that, it's pretty much my own design, like right here on the chest, it's my own design. I did paint black lines on the dark green parts all over the figure. You can see, even on the arms, I did that. And the gauntlets are pretty simple. Just Procreate, and then I painted some details, and then the legs, also pretty simple, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's really not much else to go into with this figure. There's nothing on the back because he has a cape on, so there's no point in putting anything there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Mysterio. Now, Sandman is also pretty simple for the most part. I didn't do too much to him. What I wanted to do was actually add like a sand effect on the sand parts I made for him, but unfortunately, I don't have sand anywhere near me, because apparently where I live, there's no sand. So, yeah, I just kind of had to make do with whatever I had. So I made dids. Yeah, if that makes sense. So I just chose a random Lord of the Rings face. I think this came from like an elf or something. I painted, I grabbed this hairpiece and painted it brown. The face is not painted. I don't know why I said painted. The torso, it's pretty simple. I sculpted his pecs, and then I would have sculpted his abs, but I didn't feel like it because I was getting lazy with this figure. This figure is definitely the laziest I've been, but I did sculpt the hammer, and it looks pretty good. Not perfect, but, you know. I decided to have both his hands look like they're sand rather than just one, because it would look weird if it was just one. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for Sandman. Sandman's actually one of my more favorite villains from Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, but I ended up being lazy with these figures, but so yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for Sandman. Not much else to go into with this guy, so yeah. Alright, here we have the Rhino. The Rhino is actually the most time-consuming figure, I think, to make. Well, close to Scorpion, but yeah, so the head is pretty much a live-action Clone Trooper head. I just took a motorcycle helmet, cut off the chin strap, then sculpted my own chin, and then sculpted the horn. And I also decided to sculpt his eyes because I wanted to be unique with mine. However, I kind of regret it. I kind of wish I just did with the exposed eyes instead. But oh well, live and learn. And that's pretty much it for the head. The torso is actually widened, by using a leg connector piece. So if I grab a random leg, I'll grab Electro. I took one of these pieces, cut it off, and then glued it onto the side of the torso. I didn't bother shoving it in the hole in the torso. I decided to just glue it on as is. I didn't actually cut off the entire part. I did, but it kind of warped the bottom part, so I had to cut that, and so it's pretty much half of this. So then I sculpted the side with Procreate, and then kind of just blended it in. So if I take off this arm, you'll notice there's the leg peg right there. It is not a normal arm peg. So other arms are not compatible with this. And yeah, for the most part, it turned out all right. Apparently, I wasn't the first to do this. It was, shoot, who was it? I can't remember, but if I remember, I'll put a link to their Instagram or YouTube in the description below. But if any of you know, then let me know. And I'll put their links there if I remember. And the torso, sculpted out of Procreate, sculpted the abs, sculpted the pecs, his arms fully sculpted. I actually I was about to extend the arms, but then I realized it was pointless because even if I extend the arms, it would go like right here where my the bottom of my toothpick is. So I decided to just sculpt out of Procreate, and then I just shoved the hands in there, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, I used Lego antenna pieces to connect the arms to the torso, because if you connect a antenna to, let me grab Electro again, to one of these leg pegs, they are compatible. They can move. Eventually they'll pop out, but you know, for the most part, they'll stay in there. And yeah, that's I also extended his legs, sculpted his knees, sculpted his toes, his Rhino-like toes, and sculpted the back, which turned out all right. And I'm really proud of this figure, but you know, it's my first try of, you know, sculpting the widened torsos. So for a first try, it's not too bad, but it's not perfect by any means. So that's pretty much it for the Rhino, and let's just move on. All right, here we have Scorpion. Scorpion, I really didn't. He was the last figure I was gonna make. Originally, I was gonna make the Shocker, but then I put not a poll, but I just asked people on Instagram, and a lot of people voted for either Kraven, Scorpion, or Vulture. And I decided, you know, I've never been too, like, I'm not too familiar with Scorpion. I know that in the original comics, he was hired by J. Jonah Jameson and to, you know, fight Spiderman and all that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I knew. But other than that, here he is. I made him, and it's completely my own design for the most part. I've seen a lot of designs similar to this, but not entirely similar, where he's wearing like a big, like not a big suit, but like a suit that looks similar to this. So I decided to recreate my own, and yeah. So it's inspired off whatever images I found on Google Images. I don't know the names, but if I do figure out the names, I'll leave a link in the description. And yeah, so let's start off with the tail. Tail is used, I used Mixel joints. Why didn't I use the Doc Ock joints for the tail? Well, because I didn't have any more, so I had to make do. And these are a lot more articulated. I'm trying to take it off, but it's like, I just ruined my base. I'm sorry. This is so bad. There we go, I'm fixing it. There we go. So yeah, there's the tail. It connects on the back. It looks like he has a giant bunny rabbit tail now without it. But yeah, it's not entirely articulated, but it just has a single ball joint there. It can twist and all that. I just painted some simple details on there, and the tip of the tail is one of these pieces. I'm not sure what you call those, but they're used in a lot of sets. So yeah, putting him the actual minifigure back. Here's a look at his back. I sculpted like the spine you see there. It looks pretty good. The arms are sculpted out of Procreate. I sculpted the shoulder pad and this part right here, the gauntlets. I also sculpted his bicep right there. And the front of the torso, fully sculpted. Sculpted his pecs and his armor right there. I like the armor look. That's why I went with it. The legs also fully painted right there. The knee pads. That's where they are. Sculpted and painted. Sorry. And the side of the legs also had some sculpted work on there. And the helmet is fully sculpted by me. Originally, this was actually, I was going to make a White Ranger from like the original Power Rangers. But I ended up scrapping that, and I found it one day. I was like, hey, why not just continue that, but use it for a different character? And I ended up using it for Scorpion, and it actually turned out pretty great for the most part. And I like how I went with the orange visor. I was going to go with lime green, but then I thought, you know, having orange would, you know, have a better contrast. Plus, then I remember the PS4 Scorpion. I think it was PS4 Scorpion where he had, like, orange visors or something. Not exactly like this, but yeah. So, that's pretty much it for Scorpion. Yeah, I'm just going to put his tail back on, hopefully without breaking the base. There we go. And, yeah, overall, pretty happy with this figure. Is it perfect? Nope. But, yeah, I think I take back what I said earlier. I think this might be my favorite figure in this video. Out of the Sinister 6, but I think Spiderman is my favorite. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Pretty much it for all the figures. So let's wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, and if you like the customs you see in this video, make sure to give this video a like. And if you have not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel so that way you'll be notified for my next video. I am in college, however, so don't expect too many videos. I will be active on Instagram and Flickr, both in the description below. So you can see my customs finished there before I post them here. But recently I haven't had any time to work on customs ever since I started college, so can't guarantee I'll be posting. So yeah, anyway, this was just a really fun project to do. I like making my own interpretation on figures while taking inspiration from other designs that are out there for characters. I've done it before with the Justice League and other DC characters. Never done it with Marvel, I think. So yeah, this is really fun to do, and hopefully I'll do more in the future. Leave a comment down below if you want to see another Spider-Man villain made by me. And I might do it if I have time. So yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys once again for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever or whatever day it'll be. And I'll see you guys next time.